tweeting us and comment on Facebook. So we're going to do some shout outs for those that came all the way to Facebook to ask us for a shout out. So shout out to Claire Gill, Jade Gatlin, Claudia Zon, and Kaylee and Isaac are playing together, and a big massive happy birthday to Marley Badger, who was literally begging for a happy birthday. So there's your happy birthday. Hopefully you've had an amazing day, and I'll grab my phone and we're going to do a shout out from the chat as well, just quickly. So the shout out is going to go to Lucy93. He wants a shout out because she never gets one. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. If you're generally just having a very good Tuesday, remember to go to our Facebook page, click like, or you can follow us on CashShowUK as well. You can tweet all of our hosts and we'll find a way to give you those very special shout outs. So what else have we put on the Facebook? Well, today I tweeted and we put on our Facebook a fun fact. There's whales alive today that are all born before Moby Dick was even written. Yeah, Moby Dick was written in 1851, and boarhead whales can live up to 200 years old. And the question of the day on our page was, which actor played Spider-Man? Was it Tobey Maguire or Tom Cruise? The correct answer is Tobey Maguire. With that said, let's jump straight into the quiz. So you know how it works. There's 12 questions. If you invite your friends, you can get extra lives. If you connect us to your Facebook, you can get up to 5 wrong ons. So that's going to make it easier for you to play the game. Yes, you're playing for real cash. Yes, we're live. Let me give you a life fact, okay? Today, we had the historical handshake between Kim Jong-il and Donald Trump. So if you've been following politics, obviously you know what happened, and we're 2 days away from the World Cup. Yes, we have some fun World Cup stuff coming. With that said, I've been talking way too much. I know some of you are ready to play the game. Hopefully you're focused. Obviously, we have the lucky spin tonight, so don't forget that. So if you get knocked out in question 1 or question 11, make sure you stick with us because we've got the lucky spin. I've said everything I need to say. Let's go straight to the first question. So our first question is to open up our show. I know some of you are eagerly waiting. The question is, which animal would you be listening to if you heard it tweeting? A cat, a dog, a bird? So it's like the most simple question of all time. I've never really heard a dog tweet. And cats, they can do a lot of their voices, but I'm pretty sure they've never really been seen tweeting, unless maybe they had your phone. Maybe when you're not there, your cat's tweeting away, writing hilarious Twitter tweets. That was a really bad joke. With that said, let's move on. The correct answer is, of course, bird. Yes, the correct answer is bird. Birds have a variety of calls that they use to communicate with each other, and they're able to differentiate between minute differences in their calls to their friends, their families, and their mates, and hopefully they get like a good rate from their mobile phone provider. With that said, let's move on to our next question. Question 2. What is the name of the product provided by hens that is often found in dairy aisles? Cheese, eggs, milk. So again, imagine if you could actually milk a hen. That'd be so ridiculously random and awkward. You just get like feathers everywhere. It'd be really hard for farmers to do that. So obviously is probably not milk as an answer. I know most of you will know these easy questions. We're trying to ease you in. I know some of you play with your family as well. The correct answer is, of course, eggs. Yes, most people got that right. Correct answer is eggs. On average, one egg has only 75 calories, but 7 grams of highly quality protein. So if you're trying to get your protein, eat some eggs. If you're a vegan, obviously you can't do that. With that said, we're going to move on to our next question. Question number 3. The nose is most commonly associated with which of the 5 senses? Sight, smell, touch. Again, I'm pretty sure everyone who's playing along with their kids would know the answer to this one. Like, you don't use your nose to see. Obviously, some animals do send out signals and they get a signal back. And that's their type of sonar, so I've seen. So maybe if you were thinking about that, we were talking about us, obviously. So the correct answer is smell. Yes, the correct answer is smell. Our ability to discern and differentiate smells comes from the deep within your nostrils. If you're like me, you've got hay fever and you're dying right now, but hopefully we'll make it through the quiz as we move on to our next question. Lyrics of which song did George Michael cheat a friend? Fantasy, One More Try, Careless Whisper. Again, because these guilty feet have got no rhythm. Those of you that know the lyrics to that song will know the answer to this. If you're a George Michael fan, check out the song he did with Mary J. Blige. That's a really song. It's probably one of my favourites, actually. But those who know the answer would know the answer is Careless Whisper. Yes. Correct answer was Careless Whisper. While officially a Wham song, it was actually billed as George Michael track as he signalled his departure from the band. I know some of you are probably big Wham fans, and it was a sad day in your life, but we're going to move on and hopefully you get some fun times. So, question number 5. What is the name of the popular children's modelling compound now marketed by Hasbro? Play-Doh, Fundo, Toy-Doh. So again, if you have children playing with you, then they're probably giving you the answer to this one. If you don't have children, I'm pretty sure you know popular, just general knowledge. This is very simple. I never heard of Fundo or Toy-Doh. Of course, the correct answer is Play-Doh. Yes. Correct answer was Play-Doh. The substance was originally marketed as a cleaner for vinyl wallpaper before the manufacturers realised it would make a great modelling toy. Sometimes you have a good answer for something, but it's a great answer for something else. With that said, we're through to our prize question, so let's go to our prize round. So our first prize question is, if you were told to be afraid of the future, what film will you be watching? Terminator 2, The Matrix, 28 Days Later. This is actually a tough question, I have to say, simply because a lot of these films about the future, but you have to really think about what Neo says in the last few lines of this particular film. If you know where Leo was, then you know that Neo is from The Matrix. So the correct answer is The Matrix. The Matrix featured Keanu Reeves as the protagonist, Neo as a hacker who turns out he could be the one to save us from a doomed future. Yes, Neo technically was supposed to be Will Smith. Not a lot of people know that, but we're going to move on to our next question. So, for which comedy publication did Chevy Chase once write a spoof strip? The Onion, Mad Magazine, Answer Me. Okay, so some of you are like, what's The Onion? Well, The Onion is basically a fake online newspaper. So if anyone ever shares an article from The Onion on your wall or on their Facebook, it's not real. A lot of people get tricked by it. So it's not that. The correct answer was actually Mad Magazine. Yes. Correct answer was Mad Magazine. Chase, a popular comedian who's appeared in countless movies, wrote a paid skit for the popular space series Mission Impossible. So now you know a little fun fact there, but we're going to move on to our next question. Which comic book anti-heroes' operations are set within the Terreborn Parish? Swamp Thing, John Constantine, Preacher. So if you're a big fan of DC Comics and you thought that the Suicide Squad film was actually lame, because it was, there's actually a really good animation film which I watched the other day, so check that out. Hell to Play, Suicide Squad, make sure you watch it. But the correct answer for our question is Swamp Thing. Yes, the correct answer is Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing was drawn and written by many artists, although perhaps most notorious written by Alan Moore. Swamp Thing is basically the Mother Nature coming to life and trying to get us to not hurt the earth, basically, to sum up the superhero there. But we're going to move on to our next question. Which of these is not a constituent of the gallbladder in the humans? The lysine, cholesterol, or cerumen? So those of you who realise that the question's actually getting a little bit harder now, we're talking biology. Did you stay awake during our science classes? If you did, then you know that the correct answer to this one is cerumen. Yes, the correct answer is cerumen. Although cerumen is a bodily substance, just like bile, it does not originate in the gut, as it is a scientific term for earwax. So now you know when you want to talk about how much earwax is in your ear, you can say you've got lots of cerumen. And we're going to move on to our next question. So, which of the 10 Sikh Nanaks experienced the shortest infancy? Hari Ra, Hari Krishan, Arjun Dev. So, religious education, you might have known the answer to this one. I did RE and I didn't know the answer because this was a really tough question, guys. Hopefully you were able to use your wrong gone or an extra life, or you just got a really intelligent friend who's next to you. If you did, the correct answer is Hari Krishan. Yes. Har Krishan, Guru Har Krishan, became the youngest guru in Sikhism at the age of 5. Unfortunately, he died just 2 years later after contracting smallpox. A little bit of a sad fun fact there. But with that said, we're going to move on to our next question. Which of these was a pen and paper RPG released the same year of Malvin's War broke out? Space Infantry, Midgard, the Dark Eye. Every time I'm on the show, there's always like a game-related question. So some of you gamers are like, yes, and some of you don't play games are like, no. How would I even know the answer to this one? Well, it is general knowledge, so hopefully you've got someone with you who knows gaming. But our correct answer is Space Infantry. Yes, correct answer is Space Infantry. The Malvins War or the Falklands War is better known in the UK. It took place in 1982. Midgard was released in 1981, and the Dark Eye is 1984. But we're through to our last question, but stick with us because obviously we've got the lucky spin that's coming up. But if you're through to the question, you've still got answers, you're still in the game, good luck and let's go. So our last question is, Harry Lodge cycled for 10 professional teams. Which of these did he not cycle for? Tulip Computers, Flanders, Boston. This is a toughie. Like, lots of you will know that there's Chris Froome, who's done lots for cycling in Britain. Obviously, we've got Bradley Wiggins, another famous cyclist, but I've never heard of Harry Lodge. But if you did, you know the correct answer is Boston. Yes, correct answer is Boston. Lodge represented Tulip Computers in 1992 and Flanders in 2001 and 2002. He never rode for Boston. So, with that little fun fact for you, we've got the lucky spin coming up, but let's see who made it all the way to the end. And let's do some shout outs as well. So I can see that 230 of you made it to the end. So well done to all of you. We'll let you know in a second how much you'll be winning. I see that question 10, a lot of you got stuck on that one. Yes, that was a bit of a toughie. But remember, keep inviting your friends, and then you can get an extra life, and that extra life is going to help you go further in the game. So let's do some shout out. Trivia Pump Gang, well done. I've seen you before. You're very good at the show. We've got DDI Later, Deadeye Later, sorry. Sappy Leopard. We've got Rona. I'm going to look down here as well. We've got Gudu. We've got Jojo. Nice simple name. Cheeto. You're making me want to get some Cheetos, the little crisp we used to have. Orhins, and we've got Kodak as well. And Antoine Reza, who's got kind of my name stuck in it. So shout out to you simply because you've got my name in it. You're all going home with £3.21, so well done. Thanks for playing. Now you're through to the lucky spin, which is like you're guaranteed to win something. You just have to click a button and then you get something. It's simple as that. But it's going to come in handy if you play tomorrow's game where the questions might be tough and you need a helping hand. Could be the skip card, could be the power prize, could be extra life, could be a wrong gone. And of course, you can get extra lives by simply giving a friend your code, saying, hey, I played a cash show, it's really fun. The presenters are really nice and they give a shout out to come and join the fun, and you might win some cash, like in the name, Cash Show. It's kind of self-explanatory. With that said, thank you for joining us once again. Have a great night. Of course, we'll be back against one up in Anton Allen. Sweet dreams. See you later.